Hello everyone. Today we are going to start with one of the most important chapter of your class 11, that is structural organization in animal. Now this chapter is divided into two parts, that is first part deals with animal tissue and the second part deals with cockroach, earthworm and frog. Now, this first part, that is animal tissue, forms a very basic of the class 11 portion. And this is extremely important for your NEET as well as your board examination. So in this video, we are going to talk about animal tissues. As the old definition of tissue, we have already learned it many a number of times that it is a group of cell which is performing a common function. So when we look into the definition of a tissue, like a common definition, animal tissue is defined as a group of cell which is having a common origin, structure and function. So we have always seen that when many of the cells come together and they are performing a common function, then they are referred to form a tissue. Now, there is some exception, like everything has an exception. Similar way, even the definition of a tissue have some exception. When you look into your blood cells, that is your RBC, your WBC, your platelets, although they are originating from the same uh, place, that is bone marrow, still they are having different function. Although they are all fluid connective tissue, still we see that they have different function. RBC is for transport, WBC is for defense mechanism, and platelet is for blood clotting. So this is an exception that that all the tissues although have a common function, but when we come to blood cell, we see that they have a different function. Similar way, even if you look into the structure of a blood cell, they all get modified differently. Okay. Now, what is histology? Now, the study or the branch of biology which deals with tissue is what is referred to as histology. Looking into the discovery part of this tissue, we will see that the term tissue was first used in 1682 by a British plant anatomist and physiologist Grew. Okay, and this is in reference to anatomy of plant. Now, in zoology, a French anatomist and physiologist, Marie-Francois Xavier Bichat, who was considered to be the founder of animal histology, has contributed to the discovery of tissue. So, broadly speaking about histology, it is the branch of biology which deals with the study of uh, microscopic anatomy of cells and tissues of plants as well as animals. Now, the word histology is derived from Greek histos, which means web, and logos, which means study. Now, in the year 1819, a German biologist, August Mayer, gave this particular term. Okay. Now, if we look into animal tissue, we know that there are four kinds of animal tissue which we find depending upon its origin and function. So we have differentiated animal tissues into four different types, that is epithelial tissue, muscular tissue, connective tissue, and yes, nervous tissue. So, quickly looking into what is the basic origin of these tissues and their function, we can just understand it that that they are all originating from the three germ layers. We see that in the embryonic life, a embryo have got, they differentiate basically into a ectoderm, a mesoderm, and a endoderm. Now, epithelial tissue originate from all the three germ layers, that is ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm. Now, this epithelial tissue is mainly for protection. But apart from its protection, since they are found in the intestine and stomach, they are also related to secretion. Since they are in the intestine, the villi are there, which have the brush border cuboidal epithelial cells, which helps in absorption. excretion because they're found in nephrons, and they also help in reproduction because they make up the germinal epithelium. Looking into muscular and connective tissue, both are derived from the middle layer of germ cell, that is mesoderm. Muscular tissue is the muscles which are found in your skeletal system, and as a result they are mainly related to movement and locomotion of our body. Looking into connective tissue, they are mainly for connection between different parts or tissues of our body. They are for attachment, they are for support because they form the bones and cartilage, which are mainly for support. They also give you protection, and we know that adipose tissues, areolar tissue, they also help in storage. And of course, fluid connective tissue helps in transport. So they have got function in support, they have function in storage, they have function in transport, and of course in protection. Now, if you look into the nervous tissue, we know that nervous tissue is ectodermal in origin. Okay, unlike the other tissue, this is the only tissue which is ectodermal in origin, and they are related to control and coordination, okay, of nerve impulse conduction. So when we quickly look into the animal tissue, we know that animal tissue is actually differentiated into four different kinds, that is epithelial, muscular, connective, and nervous tissue. Now, if you look into epithelial tissue, we are just in this video going to look over the introduction of epithelial tissue. Now, epithelial, the word itself say epi means upon and thelial means to grow. Now, the tissue which grows upon other tissues is what is called as epithelial. It is also referred to as covering tissue. Now, the term epithelium is singular. In plural, we call it as epithelia, was introduced in the year 1703 by Frederick Roche, a Dutch botanist and anatomist. Now, this epithelium is basically a tissue which is composed of generally one layer or more layers of cells covering not only the external part but even it forms internal linings of body organs. So it is covering the external as well as internal lining of the body organ. Now, if you look into the structure of this tissue, we will see that these are the cells which are interconnected to each other and they are very closely packed. Now, since they are very closely packed, they have little or no intercellular space. We do not find any space in between the cells, so they do not have any intercellular space. They are present over a membrane. Can we all see this? This is a membrane over which these cells are found, and this membrane is referred to as basement membrane. Now, this membrane gives them support. Now, apart from this, we see that the protoplasm of the cell sometimes extend outward, resulting in formation of extension, which are called as protoplasmic extension. They are called as protoplasmic extensions. Now, this is a kind of modification which we see in case of epithelial tissue. Generally, commonly speaking about tissue, a tissue must have different kinds of cells. So we see different kinds of cells. We see that these cells are found or scattered inside some matrix, okay, in which the cells are suspended. So matrix is nothing but the ground substance in which the cells are suspended. Okay, so we can see here, these are the cells. These are the cells. And the cells are suspended where? In the matrix. So matrix is also referred to as ground substance. Okay, it is the jelly-like substance or that semi-fluid substance in which all the cells are suspended. And to support, we also see there are presence of some fibers inside this matrix. So any tissue generally should consist of different kinds of cells. It should consist of a matrix and different kinds of fibers for support. Now, if we look into this epithelial tissue, we will see that there is little or absolutely no matrix because the cells are very compactly arranged, and as a result, there is no presence or little presence of this matrix. Now, if you quickly look into the characteristic of this epithelial tissue, we will see that we have just explained they are closely packed without any intercellular space or matrix. We can also say that they are originating from a layer called as basement membrane. And this basement membrane is made up of mucopolysaccharide, which is a kind of heteropolysaccharide. Okay, so we can also see that there is presence of some fibers for support. And the kind of fibers we find in a basement membrane is collagen fibers. So basement membrane, students, is made up of mucopolysaccharide and collagen fiber. They do not have any blood supply. Okay, the nutrition or nourishment is generally given from the basement membrane. So the cells are avascular, or we can say that they do not have any blood supply. They also have the extensions of the protoplasm, which is a modification of the epithelial tissue. So they have protoplasmic projection either in the form of hair-like projection, which are called as cilia, or they are like this, having tapering end. Okay, threads having tapering end called as stereocilia, or they are like this finger-like projection, which are called as microvilli. Now, they also have in between the cells a kind of junction for attachment, which are referred to as cell junction. Now, so what is this cell junction? The neighboring cells are hold together or is attached together with the help of such kind of junction. And this is very, very, very important, students. From here, always they ask question. Cell junctions. There are different kinds of cell junctions like adherent junction, tight junctions, gap junctions, and we are going to talk about them in our next video. So this was just an introduction of the chapter tissue and epithelial tissue. And in this, we are going to see in detail about the classification and all the other parts of epithelial tissue in our next video. So we'll wind up here for the day, and thank you.